Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the Journey podcast. Today, what we want to talk about is realistic milestones for business. Now, if you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that I had posted something like this. And if you are on my email list, you'll also see that I talked about this. But, I can always speak more than I can write, especially on Instagram. We're limited with how many words I can post. And so I have to make things really short and condensed without going into a super deep topic. But this is a question that I got from a couple clients. And clients asking me, what are some realistic milestones to base your progress off of? And when you're getting started in business, it can be really difficult to know how you're doing progress rise and how you're doing against, the competition if you don't even know what's realistic or what's good. The other thing too is like because of that, because we don't have realistic milestones or don't have milestones to shoot after, we tend to compare ourselves to other people to see and gauge how we are doing. It's just a natural human habit. That's where it comes down from, is like we want to compare and see how we're doing, whether we're behind or ahead. And what ends up happening is you compare yourself to someone who is in a completely different situation, completely different chapter in their life. And you're like, wow, I feel so behind, or I feel so, not good. And then you get discouraged. And so I want to set some realistic milestones for anybody who's starting their business, so that way they can gauge their progress using these milestones and not based off other people's progress. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and dive into it. So milestone number one, this is for my younger people who are, 18, 19, 20, and 21, people who are typically on the younger side, just getting started with business. What I would say with you guys is value building skills and experience more than making money, right? Value building skills and experience more than making money, meaning that for your first couple of years in business, when you're on that younger side, you're probably not going to make a lot of money unless you are in a unique situation where you have a huge audience and you're able to capitalize there. You can charge hard ticket, but for the most part, on average, like you're probably not going to make 10K a month right off the gate when you're 18 years old. The reason being is because the marketplace will know that you're young, and so they won't value you as much because you don't have the experience or knowledge. And so what you're going to need to value more so is gaining that experience and knowledge. So that way, by the time you're 21, you can be charging what you're worth and you have years of experience under your belt. So I would say if you're 18, 19, 20, don't have any well, you should always have goals to shoot for, right? But I would say if you're not hitting 10K per month by 21, that's okay, right? If you start at 18, 19, 20, like you should be hitting your 10K months, 21 and after. So like, don't have the expectation that you're going to join a program and make 10K in 30 days, but you're 18 years old, you have no skills and no experience. Like, no, value learning the skills and experience. And by the time you turn 21, you'll be making 10K a month. So give yourself like 2 to 3 years, 2 to 3 to 4 years to get yourself to that level. And that's just to kind of like help someone who is at that younger age, like 18, 19, 20, 21, if they've been coaching for a year or two and they're comparing themselves to, like, say, a 25-year-old who's doing 10 to 15K a month, like, don't get discouraged, because age does have a factor in the sense of maturity, in the sense of how the market sees you, the value the market places on you. And usually what age represents is knowledge and experience. And so when you're in the younger side, you're kind of fighting an uphill battle. So give yourself until you're 21 before you expect to hit those 10K months. But that's not to discourage you to at least try, because I have absolutely seen 19-year-old like people hitting 10K months. I have a couple of them on my roster. It happens. But I just want to be realistic with you guys. Now, the next aspect. So realistic expectations for someone who is working a full-time job or in school full-time or both, right? Now, this one's a big one because this is where most people are going to come from. If you are comparing yourself, if you work a 9 to 5 and you're in school or you're in school and you're comparing yourself to someone who isn't working a 9 to 5 and isn't in school, well, that person is going to have much more time to be able to dedicate to their business and cover so much faster, so much more ground faster. And so if you compare your progress to that person, you are going to get left in the dust, because I'm sorry, they have an advantage. But what is a realistic expectation for yourself if you are working 9 to 5 and in school? The reason being is because you want to give yourself a little bit more time, because you don't have as much time available in concentrated sprints. You have to go elongated sprints, right? Whereas a person who doesn't have a job or isn't in school can, work 5 hours in a day. A person who's working a 9 to 5 might only work 5 hours a week, right? And so it's going to take a little bit longer. So usually what I say is if you're in school and you are working a 9 to 5, give yourself a full year dedicated to your business to go full time. That's not to make 10K a month. That's to go full time and quit your job, right? So give yourself enough time to be able to build up reputation, build up momentum for you to be able to quit your job and go full time in your business. And full time is anything between 3K to 6K a month. If you're making anywhere between 3 to 6K a month, you can go full time in your business. Anything less than 3K is a risk. I personally wouldn't do it. But once you're making about 3 to 6K per month, you can go ahead and jump ship and quit your job. Now from there, give yourself another year to hit your first 10K a month. All right. So 2 years, that's what I would say. 2 years to hit your first 10K a month if you're working a 9 to 5 or working in school, right? 1 year to go full time, 1 year to hit your 10K a month. The reason another year to hit your 10K a month, because you just want to be able to give yourself enough time to build up the recurring revenue, build up the reputation, collect case studies and testimonials to be able to charge what you're worth. And then it gives you that year to be all in on your business. And then lastly, what's a realistic expectation for someone who is already that's like all they do? So like they're not working a 9 to 5, they're not in school, like they're just starting their business. I would still say give yourself a full year before you expect to hit 10K, just because it takes time to build momentum. It takes time to build a reputation. It takes time to collect those testimonials. It takes time to build in organic traffic. It takes time to build your skills. And so that's like on average what I've seen work really well. Do people get results faster than that? Absolutely, it does happen. But what I've seen after working with 300 personal trainers through PTBI is like a full year is a good time frame for people to really get to those next level results. So those are the realistic expectations that I would set for yourself. The other thing too is like if you are fully committing to something for a year and you're intentional about it the entire time, it's really hard not to succeed, right? The only like a year is long enough to determine whether or not you fucked around or whether or not you actually covered a lot of ground. The other thing too is like just be careful of like a lot of marketers online that will try to sell you 10K and 30-day programs. A lot of it is just to get you excited and get you in an emotional state to think that you can make a lot of money really fast. And you can make a lot of money really fast, but on average, those are the results that you're going to be seeing. It takes time. It takes a long time. But my thought process is I would much rather sacrifice the next 2 years of my life to build a business that I absolutely love, to be able to make money doing what I absolutely love, than to spend the next 40 years doing something I hate. So hope that helped, guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.